wow. Just wow. The Wild Robot is a Dreamworks film that centers around Roz, a robot who crash lands on an uninhabitable island, and as she navigates the terrain and gets her bearings, she begins to care for an orphaned baby gosling and befriends the animals that inhabit this island. The voice cast includes Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, Stephanie Hsu, Bill Nighy, Kit Connor, and it just goes on and on. So many voices here that I recognized, and some that took me a second. And as I was watching the credits at the very end, I found a couple surprises there that I didn't quite anticipate. I'm not going to bury the lead here. I love this film. I had high expectations for this one, given the trailers. I've been very impressed by them. The reception to the film throughout its film festivals, especially Toronto, just the outpouring of positive and the warm reception this film is getting from critics only heightened my excitement. And sitting down in the theater, it certainly delivered. The animation here is absolutely stunning. From the first shot to the last, it is so textured and crisp, vibrant. It's just jaw-dropping to look at with each shot, especially as the action progresses in the third act, and even the more intimate moments in this film just look gorgeous. I think this has a real shot at that Best Animated Picture Oscar, as it should. I kept thinking as I was watching it, there have been so many great animated movies this year so far, and we still have a few more to go. I mean, we got Moana 2, but even just recently, there have been films that have really challenged what I thought our animated nominees would be this year. I mean, even last week with Transformers 1, I was in awe watching that animation. And yet again, as I sat in a theater this week, the Wild Robots animation was just stunning. I couldn't look away at all. The biggest part here that almost took the wind out of me was the score by Chris Bowers. I mean, wow. I've talked recently about scores in films like The Substance and the how great they have been. And Chris Bowers, my God, easily one of the best scores of the year. It really amplifies the emotion in such a touching way. It throws you back in your seat when it is uplifting and joyous. It's, like I said, it's sweet, it's powerful, and it's memorable. I will be thinking about this score and the way it plays into the film for the coming days for sure. And I cannot wait to add this to my Spotify library and put almost all of it in my filmmaking playlist that I have when I am writing a script. I like to motivate myself with scores and put myself kind of in the zone, and The Wild Robot will definitely be a welcome addition to that playlist. The story also took me by surprise with its genuine emotion. It is grounded, and it's done in a palatable way for both adults and children. Obviously, adults, especially parents, are going to take a lot out of this film. It's, as somebody who isn't a parent myself, I could see how somebody with children that are grown now watching this, they could be very emotionally affected by this film. I was even fighting back tears on multiple occasions, and that's rare for me. This just, it's so touching. It's a simple story about family, and the family that you're born into, the family that you find along the way, and learning to coexist with others despite our differences. It's fun for the whole family. It truly, truly is, and I cannot wait to recommend this movie to people with young kids, older kids. This is something, even adults, gotta go see this film in theaters. It was such a special experience. My theater that I was in tonight, adults were laughing out loud, children were laughing out loud, and it was almost rarely at the same thing. There were a couple times where you would find yourself laughing at a joke that children would also find funny, but there is quite a bit of dark humor in this film that caught me by surprise, especially in the beginning. A couple jokes are overused a tiny bit, but the dark humor and just the genuine humor here is done so well. It's used when the timing is right. The first half is heavy on the comedy, and the second half allows the comedy to kind of take a back seat and push that more emotional story to the forefront while injecting little jokes here and there. All around, this is just a wonderful film and one of the best films of the year, not just animated. It truly is one of the best films of the year. I cannot recommend it enough. If you have family, take them, recommend it to friends. Go check this one out in theaters, watch it with a crowd. It was such a great experience. I cannot wait to go watch this one again. I will likely be going in the coming days because I just couldn't get enough. So have you seen The Wild Robot, and what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back in a few days to recap the weekend box office. I hope that we get a bit of a surprise for this film. I hope it overperforms as word of mouth gets out and spreads. I'm rooting for this film so much. I hope it succeeds in its box office run and continues to find an audience. So I'll see you on Sunday for the box office recap. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.